Hi, Benet Whitney. This is a tutorial for the extended essay and CAS components as seen by both the advisors and the students on Managebac. The system is very informative and easy to use. It is custom tailored to the IB requirements, so it's an important resource for the students to understand. Specifically, I'm going to show you what students can do in the system regarding uploading and managing CAS activities, the EE deadlines, and formal reflection processes that we do for the IB diploma, like the CAS journaling, the advisor selection process, and the Viva Voce interview. I'm also going to show you how to manage these systems and improve and or grade the work the students produce. So let's get started. First thing, you go to tchs.managebac.com and it'll take you to the login page. You have an email address and a password. If you don't know your password, you can click the Forgot Your Password button and go through the steps. I think everyone's in the system. So you'll do your LUSD email and then you'll sign in. This process will then take you to the home page. It's the dashboard for Managebac. You see that there is a week in review for the next 2 weeks. Upcoming deadlines. This is very similar to what the students see in the process. We have extra features including IB Manager, which adds different classes, or I should say each of the diploma cohorts by grade level, and then your classes that you specifically teach. For your purposes, the CAS and the EE will be found in the IB Manager under the diploma grade level. The calendar is actually an important feature. I just wanted to step back and look at this for a second. If you click on the calendar button, it actually will open up the full calendar in the dashboard. Click that full calendar button and you'll be able to see the upcoming deadlines for each of the different components for each of the students. So if I were to go to my grade 11 and then click on their full calendar, here it is, you will see the different assignments that, for instance, TOK has available to them, since this is what we're looking at. And the red deadlines are extended essay deadlines that I have produced for Benet. These are the articles that they're saving. So what you'll do when you first open it up and see the dashboard is you'll click on the manager and go to grade level. So the grade level is grade 11, and that way we're seeing our current cohort that we're starting the core class with. There's these tabs up at the top, which are the coordinator tabs for the different core elements, and you can see here these three here is what we're looking at: TOK, extended essay, and the CAS systems. I'm going to start with the CAS system. Clicking on this, first I see a list of students, and those are my students that I'm in charge of and going to be grading for the process. If I click on each of these individual students, I would see what the student sees when they upload work. First, I want to show you some of the features on the side here. You can generate all sorts of reports about their current progress if you needed to print out a grade for them based on the work that they've produced. This is a self-moderated system, so the students are putting in work. There's no deadlines that are built into Managebac or created in Managebac other than the deadline to finish the CAS system. You can do automated email reminders, so you from time to time you can create emails for them so that you're reminding them on a weekly basis, hey, make sure you get in your work, as well as approval for all activities that the students do. If you want to just do a batch approval when they start bringing them in, so you start telling them when to start turning stuff in, you click the approve all activities and it logs the information. If I were to click on a student, clicking on Duha here, I see what Duha will see when she clicks on the her CAS tab as well. It gives them a nice little tutorial of what is CAS. They can download the quick start guide. They've been pretty well introduced to the idea of CAS, but here are some more specific examples of the types of things that CAS represents, as well as a CAS step-by-step process that walks you through the interactions between the CAS coordinator and the student. So the student will add new activities, which is the most important thing we're going to show you today, and follows the steps about how the CAS coordinator will approve those and then get the reflections written after they've completed the activity. So the student sees something like this, and as such they have a tab on the right corner. It's called Add CAS Activity, and you can remind them to do this since this will be fairly new to them as well. Or they can record a CAS interview or some other type of component towards the end of their volunteering. The activity name, they create this, and they can say what the location is. They can add several descriptions, including all this should be filled out so that it's full and complete and not log of what they've done. They would then click the Add CAS Activity, and then it would allow for them at that point to reflect on the process as soon as it was approved. And so CAS is a pretty simple process of making sure that activities are completed and that the reflection is being done, so that you can monitor what they're doing and making sure that they're doing it well. Moving on to the extended essay, the tab to the right of CAS, you see the same kind of list and the roster of the people that we are in charge of. The important thing here is that there's an add new deadline, and that is for you to create those deadlines that we agreed on, the students know about. We should be uploading a new deadline for this, assigning it points, and in the gradebook we'll then process it in the gradebook. But you can see I have components where I can add deadlines. I can actually add deadlines to CAS in this system here, but the extended essay is what I'm looking at specifically for this topic. And I can add notify email. That's an important feature, so the students get it. They enable the Dropbox so they can upload something. They can add a file. You can add your own file if you'd like to show them a template of the thing or an example or directions written down. And then you can choose the dates, and then you hit add deadline, and then it'll show up in their email, and it'll also show up in the calendar as well. Going back to the EE system, I'm going to click on one of the students now. So again, Duha at the top. It tells them again what is the extended essay, what is required of them, all of the formatting that should be in general. Even though there's not a specific rule for formatting, it gives them a good sense of what they should be doing with the number of pages in order to meet the word limit. As a quick start guide, which was a good sort of check-off list of things that they can do in order to create an effective extended essay, or at least start the process. It sets up the timeline, what the methodology of research process. So just some good philosophy and background information for them about what their supervisors are, the proper citation of their documents. We're doing it in the MLA, and we've talked about that before. And then lastly, you have these important tabs here on the right bottom corner for the student, in which the student is going to complete different assessment processes. So in this case, towards the end of the extended essay, they can self-grade their work as they look to their work and reflect on it. And then the more formal planning and progress form, in which each time they meet with their advisor, they should complete one of these and set up the date that they finished it by, and including the final reflection, which they should reflect on the viva voce. The supervisor should be going into the system, and I'll make sure that the supervisors are added to the system, and I can help them. I can either copy and paste emails that they send off or something like that, or get it from the students if they don't know the system, and put their comments in as well, and hit Save Changes. At that point, it can be exported to a PDF, and so then this planning and progress form that goes with the extended essay can be saved as a formal document. So the deadlines have been discussed, the assessment have been discussed. The students can also declare their topics using the system as well. So if I were to go back to the extended essay, you can assign the supervisors to them using the button at the top. They can also edit their extended essay proposal, so that at that point they have a formal proposal that they've put in that we can all see, including their advisors, and then our names here of the supervisor who is in charge of it, so you can keep track of their process. Finally, the students can request an extended essay approval. So this concludes an overview of the system of Managebac as it relates to CAS and the extended essay. I hope it's informative. Email me if you have any questions. Thanks.